Yeah. Good morning, students. Welcome back to Analog Electronics online class. In the last class, we have discussed the 2 points. That is, the 2 points in the effect of negative feedback over the amplifier characteristics or advantages of negative feedback. 2 things we have discussed. After employing the negative feedback, gain will be AF is equals to A by 1 plus A beta, where A is a open loop gain, AF is a closed loop gain. I hope I am clear. After employing the negative feedback, the gain is AF, which is A by 1 plus A beta, where A is a open loop gain. From this, we can conclude a point that after employing the negative feedback, gain will be reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. And in the last class, we discussed the one more point, that is effect of negative feedback over the input impedance. That is, after employing the negative feedback, the input impedance of the circuit is ZIF. ZIF is equals to, we got Zi by 1 plus A beta. Now this is Zi into 1 plus A beta, where Zi is the input impedance without feedback. Without employing the feedback, Zi is the total AC resistance which is present in the circuit, is the input impedance. So that after employing the negative feedback, input impedance increased by a factor of 1 plus A beta. 2 points we can conclude. By employing the negative feedback, gain is decreases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Input impedance increases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. This is the conclusion from the last class. Today I am going to solve one problem. The problem is given as problem: an amplifier section is employed with the negative feedback. An amplifier section is employed with the negative feedback. With the open loop gain, that is A is equals to 1500, and the closed loop gain is given by closed loop gain is about 750, and you should observe that gain is not having any units. You should note that gain is not having the units. From the definition of gain is nothing but A is equals to what? Gain is nothing but A is equals to output voltage by input voltage only. Output is in voltage, so that it is in volts. Input is also voltage, it is also in volts, so that volts get cancelled, so that it remains no units. For any gain, we can't find the units. So that A is 1500, A is nothing but open loop gain, and the closed loop gain is given as 750. And we have the input impedance with feedback. It is given as 1500 kilo ohms. 1500 kilo ohms. So that we have to calculate feedback ratio, that is beta, and we have to calculate the input impedance without feedback. This is the question. I am repeating the question. An amplifier section is designed with the negative feedback. With the open loop gain is 1500 and the closed loop gain is 750, and the input impedance with feedback is given as 1500 kilo ohms, and we should calculate the feedback ratio and Zi, so that we have the 2 equations. From that 2 equations, we have to calculate beta value first. After that, we should calculate Zi. So that I am taking the first equation now. AF is equals to A by 1 plus A beta. From that, we have to calculate beta only. So that I can make the cross multiplication, that is AF into, otherwise I can go with 1 plus A beta is equals to, I can write A by AF, shall I? Yes. 1 plus A beta is equals to A by AF, and so that I can write then A beta is equals to, I can write A by AF minus 1. A by AF minus 1, and we know that A is 1500, AF is 750 minus 1. So this will be 1500 by 750, that will be the 2 only, 2 minus 1, it is 1. Which is equals to what? A beta is equals to 1 we have. Where beta is equals to, I can write 1 by A, and the 1 by A is what? 1 by A is nothing but here 1500. 1 by 1500, how much it is? 0.006. Another 0? 0.0006. This is the thing you got, beta is equals to. So that we got the beta, and we should calculate what? Zi. From this equation I can take the Zi is equals to, simply Zi is equals to ZIF by 1 plus A beta. Simply I must calculate Zi only. So that Zi is equals to ZIF by 1 plus A beta. ZIF we know that is 1500 kilo ohms. 1500 kilo ohms by 1 plus A beta. A is 1000, A is 1500 into beta is how much it is? 0.0006. So that you can go with 1500 by 1 plus 1500 into 0.0006. How much it is? 1.9. So that it is 1500 by 2.9. If it is 1.9, and it will be 1.9 plus 1, it is 2.9.
0.9, sir.
This will be, then I am writing directly kilo ohms only. I am not converting that is into anything.
Sir, that one is 0.9.
Which one?
Yeah, 1.9 is 0.9.
This is 0.9.
Divide. Yes.
Now it is 1.9.
Answer is 789.47.
789.47 kilo ohms. See this one. After employing the feedback, what is the input impedance? 1500. Employing the feedback, input impedance is 1500 kilo ohms. Without employing the feedback, the input impedance is 789. That means what? By employing the feedback, input impedance increases or decreases? By employing the negative feedback, input impedance increases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. By employing the negative feedback, input impedance increases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. This is what? Zi is what? With feedback or without feedback? Without feedback. ZIF is what? With feedback. So that Zi is how much we got? 789 is 790, assume. 790 this is, and after employing the feedback, how much we have? 1500. This is without feedback and this is with feedback. Without feedback is 790, with feedback is how much? 1500. So that you have to conclude a point that by employing the feedback, negative feedback, input impedance will be increases. Right? This is the problem which can be asked in the exam for the 5 to 10 marks. This type of simple problems only asked in the exam. The next one we have to discuss, that is about third characteristics. Output impedance decreases. Output impedance decreases. Third characteristic of a negative feedback, that is output impedance output impedance. Impedance is nothing but what? Total resistance, total AC resistance which is present in the circuit is called as impedance. Output impedance decreases. Then, by employing the negative feedback, gain will be stable, but it reduces very lightly. That is by 1 plus A beta times. Then coming to the, by employing the negative feedback, what is the effect in the input impedance? Input impedance increases or decreases? Increases. But here output impedance decreases. Output impedance is nothing but, for example, this is a feedback amplifier. Assume that this is a feedback amplifier. So this is input. Assume that this is input. Input side it is having the, without feedback it is having the impedance is Zi. After employing the negative feedback, this is having the input impedance is ZIF. Input side resistance. Here without employing the feedback it is Zi. After employing the feedback it is ZIF. In similar to this one, we have to apply the same concept to the output side. And it is having the resistance at the output, we can call ZO. ZO means what? Output impedance. Z stands for always impedance only. Z is what? Impedance. O stands for output. Without employing the feedback, it is having the impedance is ZO. But after employing the feedback, it is having the impedance that is ZOF is equals to ZO by 1 plus A beta, because output impedance is what is going to happen? Output impedance is going to decreases. Increases means you have to multiply here. Decreases means you have to take that one in the denominator part. So that ZOF is equals to ZO by 1 plus A beta. This is. I hope I am clear. Here you should understand the point. If it is increasing, you have to multiply with the numerator. If it is decreases, you have to divide in the denominator. So that what is the conclusion now? By employing the negative feedback, output impedance is going to decreases. That is the conclusion point in case of output impedance. Then write some notes. So this diagram explains us the effect of negative feedback over the input impedance and the output impedance. Assume that this is an amplifier which is employed with the negative feedback. This is the amplifier section which is employed with the negative feedback. So this is, I can call it is input, and this is the output I can call. So without employing the negative feedback, it is having the input impedance is Zi. I am assuming Z is a impedance, I stands for input. Without employing the negative feedback, this amplifier is having the input impedance is Zi. But after employing the negative feedback, this input impedance is going to be affected. So that is input impedance is Zi. I am representing. ZIF is nothing but it is the input impedance after employing the negative feedback. That is given as ZIF is equals to Zi into 1 plus A beta. The previous topic we have discussed, after employing the negative feedback, input impedance increases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Now this you can call it is output of a feedback network, output of a feedback amplifier. So without employing the feedback, the amplifier is having the output impedance is ZO. I can call it is Z stands for impedance, O stands for output. Output impedance without feedback. By employing the negative feedback, again output impedance is going to be affected, and that is given as ZOF. After employing the negative feedback, the output impedance will be ZOF, and ZOF is given by ZO by 1 plus A beta. That means what? Output impedance decreases by a factor of, output impedance increases by a decreases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. This is the complete description for the impedances which are present in the amplifier section and as well as feedback network. This is for input side, this is for output side. So that I can conclude one point: the effect of negative feedback over the impedances, effect of negative feedback over the impedances. Input impedance is going to increases, output impedance is going to decreases. That is the point you should remember. Input impedance will be increases if we employ negative feedback. If we employ the negative feedback, output impedance is going to decreases. That is the conclusion I can write. So that I can write ZOF is equals to ZOF is equals to ZOF is equals to ZO by 1 plus A beta. Based on this one also, you are going to ask to solve a problem in the exam. So now take a problem now. Now take a problem. An amplifier section is employed with the negative feedback with the open loop gain is 2000. Open loop gain is 2000 and the closed loop gain is 1750, comma, input impedance (1750), comma, input impedance without feedback, 5 kilo ohms, output impedance without feedback is 10 kilo ohms. Full stop. Then find feedback ratio and effect of negative feedback, and find the feedback ratio and effect of negative feedback over the input and output impedances. And then I am going to solve that problem. First read the question careful such that you can easily understand the question. An amplifier section is employed with the negative feedback with the open loop gain. Open loop gain is denoted with capital A and it is given as 2000. Just now I explained gain doesn't have any units and it is A is 2000, and after employing the negative feedback, gain is reduced to 1750. Gain is reduced now with the which feedback? With the negative feedback, gain is reduced, so that again it has the data, that is input impedance without feedback is given and the output impedance without feedback is also given. Zi is given as 5 kilo ohms and ZO is given as the 10 kilo ohms. Then what we have to calculate now? We should calculate the beta feedback ratio and the effect of negative feedback over the input and output impedances. So that effect of effect of negative feedback over the input and output impedances, that will be ZIF and ZOF. That means what? Three things we have to calculate: beta, ZIF and ZOF. Beta we know how to calculate, the previous problem we have solved. And ZIF we have the formula, ZIF is equals to ZI into 1 plus A beta. Next one is what? ZOF is what? ZOF is equals to ZO by 1 plus A beta. So that here what? Here ZI into 1 plus A beta, and this is ZO by 1 plus A beta. This is the thing. Here you should go with some logical manner, and here 1 plus A beta is common, and here also 1 plus A beta is common. Once calculate 1 plus A beta is something. If you know 1 plus A beta, directly you can substitute here, you can multiply with this one. And if you know 1 plus A beta, directly you know the ZO by 1 plus A beta. You have calculated already 1 plus A beta. First calculate. After calculating the beta value, next calculate 1 plus A beta value is. Is this clear? Yes. Then you can solve that one. Then I am moving with the another topic which is there in the effect of negative feedback on the amplifier characteristics. That is the fourth one. That fourth one is nothing but it is the how the bandwidth will be affected if we employ the negative feedback. Fourth point, bandwidth will be increases. Bandwidth increases. Yes, here this is the fourth point. We have to discuss only 6 points. This is the fourth one. With the 2 more points, this 15 marks question will be closed. See this one. Bandwidth increases. That means we have the amplifier section, and that is having the bandwidth. After employing the negative feedback, how that bandwidth is going to be affected, we have to discuss here. So before going to discuss about the bandwidth increases, then first we should know what is bandwidth. So bandwidth is nothing but it is a range of frequencies. It is a range of frequencies over which amplifier will give the maximum gain. For example, I am having an amplifier. This is an amplifier. Assume that. If it is an amplifier, what is the function of amplifier? It has to increase the strength of the weak signal. It has to increase the strength of the weak signal. But this amplifier will not provide the constant output for various values of frequencies. If I vary the frequency, then gain is also varies. I hope I am clear. This is an amplifier to which I am giving what? To which I am giving the weak signal, so that output will be more than to the input signal. Output is a strengthened signal compared to the input signal. And after making the amplification, if I vary the frequency of the input signal, gain also varies. Frequency I am varying, not signal I am varying. I am not varying the signal strength, I am varying the frequency of that particular signal, so that gain is also varies. Gain will be maximum from one frequency to another frequency only. During certain period, certain frequencies, certain range of frequencies only, gain will be maximum and constant, and that range of frequencies are named as bandwidth. I am defining the bandwidth. Bandwidth, it is a range of frequencies over which the amplifier gain is maximum and constant. All have to listen carefully. Bandwidth definition is also very important for the examination point of view. This is an amplifier and to which we are giving the weak signal, and it is providing the output, that is strengthened output. If I change the frequency of that input signal, the gain also varies. From which frequency to which frequency the gain is maximum, that is called bandwidth. From which frequency to which frequency the gain is maximum, that defines a bandwidth. The range of frequencies over which the amplifier gain is constant, that is called bandwidth. Write down one point. I'll tell you. See this one. All have to see. This is an amplifier. Assume that this is an amplifier. And we know the amplifier function. What is the amplifier function? To the amplifier, I am giving very weak signal as an input. Very weak signal as an input. This I can call it is V in. If it is a good amplifier, and what must be the output of this amplifier? Amplifier has to provide the strengthened signal at the output. Amplifier is an electronic circuit which increases the strength of the weak signal. Same signal we are getting with the more strength. Then what I am doing? I am varying the frequency of the input signal. This frequency nothing but what? Number of oscillations in 1 second is called frequency. Number of cycles in 1 second is called frequency. If I change the frequency of the signal, for example, this is having the input signal is about 2 millivolts. For the 2 millivolts, it is providing the 1 volt of signal. 2 millivolts is very small signal. For that, what the output I am getting? 1 volt of signal I am getting at the output side. Now it is acting as a good amplifier. Now what I am doing? I am changing the frequency of the signal. Frequency is nothing but making the more number of oscillations in 1 second. I am changing the frequency. Earlier this is having the number of cycles are less in 1 second, but now number of cycles are more in 1 second. That means what? I have increased the frequency. If I increase the frequency, then the output is also varies. That may increases or that may decreases. That means what? I am changing the frequency. I am changing the frequency of the input signal such that I wanted to study the response in the output. And by changing the frequency, I am going to observe that. I am going to observe that from one frequency to another frequency, from one frequency to another particular frequency, the gain will be more. This amplifier output will be more. During that range of frequencies only, gain will be more, and remaining all the frequencies, gain will be less. I hope I am clear this. This is an amplifier to which we are giving the small signal so that we are getting strengthened signal. So what I am doing now, I am changing the frequency. If I change the frequency, the output also, V out also vary. And in this observation, what I am going to observe that from the frequencies, one frequency to another frequency, from in between the two frequencies, the gain is going to, that output is going to be maximum and constant. And remaining frequencies gain will be small only. And now I am defining the point, that is bandwidth, the range of frequencies, from range of frequencies over which the gain is going to be constant. And then I will explain. See this one. This is the input signal, right? Then I am changing the frequency 0. 0 means no oscillations are there. Next I am going with 10 hertz. Next I am going with 20 hertz. I am changing the frequency. At 0 there is no signal, so that output is also 0. At 10 hertz, then I am changing the frequency so that it is slightly accepted the input signal, then it increases the output also. Likewise, from one particular frequency onwards, the gain will be maximum. From one particular frequency onwards, gain will be maximum, and that maximum will be extended to the some other frequency. For example, at 10 kilohertz, at 100 kilohertz, it is providing the maximum gain of 1 volts. Then I am going with the 200 kilohertz, again it is providing 1 volts only. 300, 1 only. 400, 1 only. Up to it is providing the 1000 kilohertz, it is providing the maximum and constant gain, and that is 1 volt only. And after that I am going with 100 kilo ohms, and that is again getting down, that is 0.8 volts now. Next I am going with 1200 kilohertz, it is coming 0.6. Now my question is, from which frequency to which frequency gain is maximum? From 1000 kilohertz to, so from 100 kilohertz to 1000 kilohertz, gain is maximum. This range of frequency is named as bandwidth.
Maximum and constant.
Yes, the range of frequencies over which the gain is maximum and constant, that is called bandwidth. And 0 to 100 kilohertz, what is the gain? Gain is not constant and it is less than 1 volt only. And from beyond the 1000 kilohertz, what is the gain? Gain is not constant, it is less than 0.1 only. But from 100 kilohertz to 1000 kilohertz, the gain is constant and it is maximum. And this range of frequencies are named as bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but the range of frequencies over which the gain is maximum and constant. That is called bandwidth. This is the bandwidth. After employing the negative feedback, then what is the change in the bandwidth we are going to study. First we must know the bandwidth. First thing, amplifier is there. It is an electronic circuit. We have given the input so that it has produced the strengthened signal. After that, what we are doing? We are changing frequency, in which we have observed that from one particular frequency to some another particular frequency, the gain is maximum and constant, and that range of frequencies we can call bandwidth. Now by employing the negative feedback, then how the bandwidth is going to be affected, we have to study. Is this clear? Then copy this diagram. So now it is very clear that bandwidth is nothing but it is the range of frequencies over which the gain is maximum and constant, that is called bandwidth. So bandwidth can be calculated. Bandwidth can be calculated from the frequency response. Then I am going with the frequency response. It is very small topic only. Frequency response. From the frequency response we can calculate the bandwidth. Frequency response is nothing but it is a plot between, it is a graph between frequencies and gain. Frequency response is nothing but what? It is a plot between frequencies and gain. So that I am taking the gain is on y-axis. What are the units for gain? Units for gain? No units for the gain. So that it is gain and frequency. It is a frequency. What are the units for frequency? Hertz. So whatever just now we discussed, we have to plot in the graph. From at 0 there is no output, there is no gain. At 10 hertz it is increased some gain, and at 20 it is increased, 30 increased, 200, at 100 it is maximum we have. At 100 it is maximum we have, 100 kilohertz we have. At 200 again maximum only, and 300 maximum up to 1000. This is 1000 kilohertz, and from 1000 onwards if I increase the frequency, gain is also decreasing. Yes. Are you with me? Yes. This is frequency, so that what? As the frequency increases, this one. So that we have to plot the graph now. This is Then what is the definition of the what is the definition of bandwidth? Range of frequencies over which gain is maximum and constant. From where to where gain is maximum? From here to here the gain is maximum and constant, so that we have to identify the corresponding frequency, and here also we have to identify the corresponding frequency. The range from here to here the gain is maximum and constant, and this range is named as bandwidth, so that this frequency we can call F2, this frequency we can call F1, so that bandwidth is equals to F2 minus F1, the range of frequencies from 1000 kilohertz to from 100 kilohertz to 1000 kilohertz. It is gain is maximum and constant, and this range of frequencies over which the gain is maximum and constant, this is called bandwidth. Here you should identify that for the low frequencies, here to here, if I assume this is a low frequency, as the input, as the frequency increases, gain also increases. For the higher frequency, as the frequency increases, gain decreases. In the mid frequencies only, here to here, in the middle frequencies only, if you increases the frequency also, gain is constant. Are you getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Here what? As the frequency is increasing, gain is also increasing. Here as the frequency increasing, gain in mid frequencies, even if you increase the frequency also, gain is constant. According to the definition of the bandwidth, gain must be constant. Gain must be constant, and in that range of frequency we have to define one particular thing, that is called bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but it is a range of frequencies in which gain is maximum and constant. That is called bandwidth. Now the bandwidth is defined as bandwidth BW is equals to F2 minus F1. This is F2, this is F1. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Then our topic is what? By employing the negative feedback, what happens to the bandwidth? See this one, this is gain, right? After employing the negative feedback, gain increases or decreases? After employing the negative feedback, gain increases or decreases?
Stable, sir.
Gain increases or decreases? I am talking about gain. By employing the negative feedback, gain increases or decreases? Decreases. Yes or no? Decreases. This is gain, right? Gain decreases means it can come here. So that gain decreases means this is the point now. Gain, I may not, I don't get this amount of gain, so that gain will be decreases, so that now the plot will be like this. So now from this I need to identify F1, this is F2. After employing the negative feedback, this is the diagram. After employing the negative feedback, and this is the diagram, so that what is the bandwidth now? This is, I can call it is FH, and this is Fn. Then after employing the negative feedback, the bandwidth is what now? Define bandwidth. Bandwidth BWF is equals to FH minus Fl. After employing the negative feedback, gain will be decreases. That means what? This is earlier gain without feedback. By employing the negative feedback, gain is decreased, so that here to here, that is gain is constant, so that I have identified FL here and FH here. According to the definition of the bandwidth, BW is equals to FH minus FL. Now tell me, BW is more or BWF is more? BWF is more, because from here to here the range of frequencies are more, and here to here the range of frequencies are less. That means what? As the bandwidth increase or decrease by employing the negative feedback? Bandwidth is increased now.
Yes.
This amount, the bandwidth is increased. So that what is the conclusion we have to give now? By employing the negative feedback, bandwidth is going to increases. Bandwidth is going to increases if BW is the bandwidth without feedback, So that BWF is what? Bandwidth with feedback. That is nothing but BWF is equals to BW into 1 plus A beta. This is the term we have to conclude. By employing the negative feedback, gain will be decreases. That is there in the denominator, A by 1 plus A beta. Input impedance increases, output impedance decreases, bandwidth increases. That is the formula. BWF is equals to BW into 1 plus A beta. Copy that. It's a waste of time only.